All right, Knights of Apollo, it is that time again. Get your snacks and drinks. We are back playing a siege battle in Rome 2. This, of course, is a battle replay. It is technically a 3 versus 4, kinda, not really. It's supposed to be a 4v4, but one of the defending players, which is Arverni here, I think is how you pronounce it. We'll just pretend that's how you pronounce it. He leaves, he disconnects in like the first 3 minutes. So it's like they have a fourth army, but it's being controlled by the AI, and well, the AI is not exactly the smartest. So we'll kind of see how that plays out for them. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive into this battle and see all the factions and see how this one's gonna play out. So we'll start with the attackers, and I want to show you this army first because this is really cool. I think they are going to do a little sneaky over here. Arverni, it's not really sneaky, but it's smart. Arverni has a bunch of Oathsworn and some other infantry over here. What is this? Chosen Swordsmen. Just really good units of infantry. And they have a catapult, or onager, which they're going to use probably to destroy this wall here and attack this section. This is perfect. I can't wait to see that. I wonder how that's going to play out. He also has more troops over here with siege towers. We have Nervii, some more barbarians. Right next to him, we have Cush. So Cush bringing those deadly Shotel warriors. And then we have Pixelated, which of course is like desert Rome. They're not as good as Rome, but their units are, you know, decent. They're pretty good. So yeah, those are the 4 attackers. Now on the defense, we have another Arverni. So I guess the tribes are divided here. So here's another Arverni force with some Celtic warriors ready to hold the front line. We have Nabatea, which is a great defensive faction. They have some really good archers. And then we have Sparta, which is another really good defensive faction with their deadly defensive spears. And of course, we saw the Arverni earlier, but they are going to be AI controlled. So we'll see what happens with them. So yeah, it looks like it's just kind of warming up here. Nervii did send in a wild bunch of fierce swords. For some reason, he sent them in by themselves, which is a great way to get your units focused down and cleared out, you know, before reinforcements show up. But Nabatea with these are axemen, right? Yeah, Nabatea and axe warriors are dealing with these guys. There is some artillery coming down. Look at the rock just landed right there. But the fierce swords are already breaking as Nabatea does a good job of defending this section. Again, I don't know why Nervii sent up one random unit by themselves. I don't know if they're trying to clear something or I don't know. But they did, and they're dead, and they're going to need more reinforcements. Now, we do have some archers being pushed up close behind the siege towers. We got the Cushite Archers. Cush is another faction that has very good archers. They're pretty deadly. The Cushite Archers are not amazing. I mean, they're pretty good, don't get me wrong. But they do have the the Royal Cushite Archers. Here they are. These guys are pretty great. So, they're pretty good. Anyways, you got to watch out for the Cushite Archers. Not only do you have to worry about the Shotel warriors, but the Cushite Archers. But here we go. Here's the big push. Pixelated and Cush pushing together. Oh, get wrecked. But yeah, they are pushing together. Archer fire is coming down now. That was juicy. But this defense looks fairly light. They might have to send up more infantry. It doesn't look like they are going to. Now, looking at this spot, remember, guys, this is the location. It's a dead end. The only way up and down in this location is this ramp right here, which they've got just tons of like bedrock defenses, which is hilarious. But they have a ton of archers up here, slingers, and infantry. So it does look like they're going to hold here with quite a force. Quite a force. Now, just kind of looking around, I just want to see if we're not missing anything. It looks like Arverni's already bringing down the walls here, which makes sense. You know, go ahead and try to get them down. get that infantry ready. You don't want to charge just yet. The timing here is going to be important in this area. You want to make sure that when you do charge, your allies are already pushing like right there. That way you can put pressure on the rear flank. So we'll see how that plays out and when he pushes. But we have, look at this, look at this, mass siege towers. All these troops coming out, ready to fight. And Nabatia's not having it. He's sending up his axe warriors to try to deal with these fierce swords. Lots of fierce swords from Nervii. The nerve of Nervii. Excuse me, sorry about that. We have some artillery coming down as well. They are trying to focus down the blob of troops here that are kind of sitting in reserve, using this little canopy location. What is this? I mean, it's like a little shade, nice little walkway, kind of using it for cover against the, the attackers' artillery. But this is a problem. Kush has just ripped through. Again, no surprise here. I mean, there was like 2 units holding back 10 units. It was, this was an insane push by the attackers, and they are making some great progress here. Now, of course, the defenders are letting them come in a little bit. They're using that bend but don't break strategy. And you can see they're kind of falling back, noble swords. They're kind of getting stuck on their own traps. But this is not, see, I just don't get, see, these are noble swordsmen. What I don't get is, okay, what I understand is a bend but don't break strategy. You have like weak troops out there just kind of holding back the enemy, wasting some time, trying to, delay the battle. We're stuttering there. But why hold with a unit of noble swordsmen when they are easily going, like, they're going to get flanked. They're going to get flanked, and they're not going to get nearly as many kills as they should get. So I would have weaker troops trying to hold out here, but it looks like Nabatea is the only one out here. We do have some Iberian swords helping out, so the AI's got a unit of Iberian swords, I guess. And that's a pretty good volley right there in those fierce swords. But unfortunately, these guys are breaking. They're not going to hold very long. In fact, they're just kind of running through them. I don't think he meant to do that. I think they were breaking. They recovered. Oh my God, the archers. The archers are just melting the defenders over here from Kush. So that's some juicy, juicy archer fire. Now we have the Arverni. They are about to face... Ooh, look at that volley of javies. They just slaughtered a bunch of chosen swordsmen. They killed a whole bunch of them. But they're going to charge up and meet them in close combat. And that's where the chosen swordsmen really excel. And this is where they're going to, get revenge for all their fallen brothers who died from a sissy stick. The sissy stick being a javy. And then here comes more chosen swordsmen. And they're just going to overwhelm this this position here. So they are attacking pretty hard against the Arverni. We got more chosen swordsmen coming up. We have Arverni setting up some Iberian swordsmen to try to stop the bleeding and prevent these guys from coming in. This is more chosen swordsmen. Now, keep in mind, they still have... Oh, wait, they're already attacking over here? Are you kidding me? Okay, oh, that's interesting. Chosen swordsmen, Gallic hunters. We've got chosen swordsmen. There's a big force still sitting in reserve. They are already claiming this area. That might be a blunder here, guys. I don't know if that's a good idea. We'll see how this plays out. But like I said earlier, the best time for them to attack here is when their allies are pushing here. Because what's going to happen right now is that Arverni, the attacking Arverni, is going to get focused down by the defenders. Like, they're going to be able to peel troops back and deal with this, and then maybe defeat the attacking Arverni before their ally, his allies show up and support him. But Arverni is just, look at this, he's just bypassing everything, it looks like. He's going to clean up these skirmishers. Man, the AI just doesn't do anything, do they? Like, they're just so stupid. They are so dumb. So I'm gonna be, see, I keep insulting the AI. I'm gonna be like first on their list, you know, when the AI take over. But yeah, he needs to just ignore this because the AI is not gonna do anything, and he just needs to push. And look at Arverni, defending Arverni is falling back to reinforce the defenders, and that's what I was talking about. That's the problem. Now, he's doing a good job of putting up a good fight against the defending archers. A really good job there. How about this? I mean, Arverni's getting aggressive. Again, I personally would have waited, but this might work out. This might work out. I mean, looking at the defense, Sparta has, like, no interest other than this area over here. Sparta has no interest defending these areas. This is a very extreme bend but don't break tactic here. They are giving up so much ground so quickly. Now we got Spartan Hoplites taking on the Shotel Warriors. This is what the Shotel Warriors excel at. They are going to slice up these Spartan Hoplites with ease. Now there is some arrow support coming down though. Actually, it's mostly just Desert Legionaries. They should send up more Shotel Warriors. But the rest of the attackers are pushing through. They're going through these openings, and they are helping Arverni finish up the noble fighters of Arvaci. And we've got Arverni versus Arverni. What a very confusing matchup. And Arverni against Arvaci, who's got some slingers ready for the front line. He's also got some noble fighters, so that's good. Yeah, the balance of power, if you look at that, not looking good for the defenders. Not looking good. They're putting in all their marbles right here. This is where they're going to hold. If that's the case... Oh, wait. Look at Sparta. Did Sparta take out... Oh, yeah, he did. He destroyed the catapult or onager crew with the citizen cav. But it doesn't really matter. They got what they needed from them. But they're actually going to move up here and try to get a... I think they're going to try to charge these archers. But he sees it. He's got some spear nobles. Good on him. These spear nobles, honestly, should just be, like, right here. Why have them out in the open? Just put them right here, and it's much easier to defend. I guess he was worried about enemy archers, potentially. Okay, but, you know, now that Arverni is going, like, all in right here, the attackers on the other side, these guys need to go. Like, they need to put pressure on this side so they can kind of support Arverni. Because, like I said, Arverni is going to get focused down by all the arrows, all the enemy infantry, and just everything. So Arverni needs to be careful here. And look, he's breaking. His chosen swordsman only have 100 kills. I mean, 100's pretty good, but for chosen swordsman, you would hope for more. Look at, they're still just pursuing and trying to take out the Arvaci. Noble fighters, though, getting a good volley there, making the Oathsworn have to commit. There we go. Arverni's just going in. Here comes another charge. Oathsworn going against the noble fighters. That's a battle of elites right here. Epic.
Warriors, move out!
They need to hurry up and clean up this area, but the Arvaci noble fighters just won't quit. They don't have a ton of kills, but they just won't break. They're down to 24 men. They are falling back. These guys, and also Arverni has their chosen swordsman who won't give up either. And now Arverni is chasing down some retreating units. Nabatia's falling back. Arverni's still holding this position. And also keep in mind, they're still attacking this area. And the Spartans continue to hold here with 49 kills. The Spartan Hoplites against the desert cohort. So the attackers still trying to, you know, claw their way through this defense and get up here and clear out this area. Let's get them out. Get them out. But they're starting to run out of troops a little bit. See, we got Heroes of Sparta, Heroes of Sparta. So those are two really good units. We've got Chosen Swordsmen. So these are elite units up here for sure. And nice, they set up some archers over here to kind of support. Or slingers, I should say. And they're going to sling into the side of Arverni, who is attacking the defenders. Of course, these are the noble fighters that are controlled by the AI. They're not really doing anything. You might as well just take them out while they're sitting here. But I do appreciate Arverni's aggressiveness, I guess you could say. They just went in and pushed. And I think the reason the defenders fell back so far was because of the Arverni forces attacking this area. I think it made them nervous, and oh, they used the fireballs. That didn't really do anything. It's just gonna pop. Imagine live. Oh my God, it went in the house? Like, it's my house. What are you doing? I still live here, you know. So that was kind of a wasted opportunity, but they have another set of fireballs. They're gonna throw in some axe warriors to try to finish up these Oathsworn. They probably will do that. But the rest of Arverni kind of shifted down here, but now they're moving back up now that they have reinforcements from their allies. Cush has a lot of troops over here, and Arverni is trying to clean up what's left of these noble fighters. They're down to 69 giggity. They have 67 kills. We almost got a double giggity there. Almost. Then back here, the attackers are still going to town and trying to take out this area. Now, if you guys remember the last siege battle on this map, we actually saw something really interesting where the attackers didn't even bother with this area. Like, we saw the same thing where the defenders had a sizable force here. All the attackers did was have a unit right here just guard the ramp, so they couldn't get by, and the rest of the forces attacked. Now, the attackers did lose that battle, but I think they could do the same thing here. Just put 1, 2, or maybe even 3 units to prevent them from going down this ramp, and then send everybody else this way. I think that's the best route here, the best strategy. Now, Nervii is shifting over 3 units of Oathsworn all the way over here. I guess they're just going up that way, I suppose. I was hoping that maybe someone had a siege tower that they could sneak around over here and attack the rear. I don't know if you can get it. I think you can get a siege tower up here. I'm pretty sure. So attacking the rear would be pretty awesome. But oh my God, hold on. Look at this. Did the Oathsworn beat the Nabatean Axemen, or did they fall back? They had to have fallen back. But here comes reinforcements. Shotel warriors. Uh-oh. Woo! There we go. The fireballs of death. It's always so exciting when those things actually hit someone, you know? It's so difficult to use those. Now we got some pikemen up here. They're definitely going to need to send up some archers and just focus their fire down on the pikemen to try to soften their numbers. Because even Shotel warriors will struggle against the pikes. He's got armored Shotel warriors. Look at this massive push here. This is crazy. So a big old battle. It's going underway. It looks fantastic. I love how aggressive the attackers are being. They're not dragging their feet. They're not wasting time. They're just going and going and going. They are continuously pushing up here. They do want to take out this area. Again, personally, I would just ignore it. Because, so another reason why this area can be important is because if the attackers take it, They can go up here and set up their archers on this wall, kind of the way the Spartans are doing. This is perfect. This is probably why the Spartans are doing this. Look at that. Just right in the backs of these Shotel warriors. But yeah, the attackers could do this. The attackers could set up their archers here, but it doesn't really matter because the defenders have mostly fallen back over here where your archers in this position wouldn't even reach them anyways. Where's that artillery coming from? Oh, he turned around the artillery and is firing. That's huge. Sparta's getting some kills. 53 kills already with the Greek ballista. That's a perfect angle. It's a really good spot for artillery. And look, he's got his Shotel warriors looking at the archers or slingers. And look at this, the attackers are trying to get through here. They're probably, what they're going to do is try to cut off the Arverni soldiers from retreating, but I'm pretty sure the Arverni troops here are going to fight to the death. Little Arverni versus Arverni. Throwing some nervii. There you go. And meanwhile that's going on, Cush is kind of, most of his forces are over here, but we do have nervii and Arverni attacking Arverni, kind of joining forces and trying to break through here, trying to get through their defense. Look at this fight. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this defense. Seeing all these Spartans up here. It's pretty awesome. Pikes down. Pikes in the front, archers in the rear. I don't know why I sounded like a pirate when I did that, but that's a solid looking defense. That is going to take quite some time to break through. I just can't get enough of looking at these Spartans. See their point of view. Hold! Oh, it's looking good. Are these guys breaking? No, they're falling back. Oh, I see. They made a, look at this. Look at this. A little pathway that they're going to use. No, no, no. Don't stop. Keep going. Keep going. That is genius. I love seeing stuff like that. Doesn't really matter because Arverni's on their last leg anyways. But they use it to flank around. And look at, they're going to use the fireballs. They're going to use them. Let's see if he uses them. There he goes. There he goes. I think one's going to hit him if they can move really. Oh, that's a juicy one. And it's going to come down here. It's going to hit his own troops. But oh my god, it just nailed the Shotel warriors down here. Totally worth the friendly fire. That was awesome. That was awesome. Really good use of those traps. All right, Arverni's moving up. Now, Sparta's starting to look a little light here, but I think they've fallen back their pikemen quite a bit. And oh yeah, big force here. We still have 24 minutes left. We're about halfway through the siege battle. The defense is looking really solid out here. Again, I think the attackers should just let them be. Let them keep their troops here. If they want to sit here, let them. Just have like 2 or 3 units right here. Also, the arrow tower that the attackers have taken over, they captured it, is helping them out. So, yeah. Pretty interesting stuff. So Cush still trying to fight their way through these chosen swordsmen. They might, well, I think the chosen swordsmen are fairly armored up. Yeah, 82 armor. Armored Shotel already have 100 kills, 55 men left in their unit. So positive kill D. And here comes the next push, guys. The next push in the next choke point. This is going to be, at this point of the siege, it's going to be pretty grindy. Because, you know, all the defenders have pretty much, you know, fallen back. And we have, like, some of the better troops in this defense. Some Oathsworn. Oh, yeah, 3 units of Oathsworn. We have some heavy archers who, I don't even know if they used any of their ammo yet. That's good. Good discipline there. He's got some Palace Guard. I mean, these are the best units that they can bring. Pikemen, Hoplites. Yeah, it's gonna be, and more pikes over here. 2 more units of pikes. It's gonna be a tough fight. It's gonna be a very tough fight. But if you kind of look at the numbers, even though this force right here is very elite, they are heavily outnumbered. Heavily outnumbered. So once they break through here, this is gonna give them a very good, like, position to attack, and they're gonna, I mean, this is it. This is the only choke point you can attack. That's why they fell back so far. But and there we go. There we go. They're breaking through Sparta. They just have one more Royal Spartan to get through, and that's it. I mean, Arverni's breaking here. The defending Arverni. There you have it. And now that they've broken, they can swing the door and flank behind these Spartans, and that will get them to break much, much sooner. Also, take these arrow towers. The attackers must take the arrow towers. It's like having an extra archer unit with unlimited ammo. You gotta take it. Still trying to overwhelm the defenders. There's only really 1 unit of Nabatea Axe Warriors. And they are falling back. Oh, that's why. The fiery balls of death coming down. Oh! That could have been so much worse, though. But that was a huge chunk of men gone. And it's still going. It's getting some troops down here. A lot of troops. You got to watch out for those fiery balls. They will get you. They will get you. So, yeah. I mean, we've had some pretty good luck today with those fireballs. Usually they kill nobody. But they need to reform here because the defense is being held off by Noble Cav. Again, the AI is taking control. We got Shotel warriors that are breaking, Nervii fierce swords that are breaking, Nabatea holding over here. They have broken through on this side. The Spartans have shattered, or they're wavering, and now they're going to be able to push and surround the Nabatea soldiers, which they definitely need to take advantage of. The Spartans have oddly moved up their citizen cav. They get a good charge on the Shotel warriors, but this isn't really going to lead to anything. Citizen cav is getting hit hard by archers right now. I would have, well, what I would have done is waited with that cav. I think I would have sent them back over here and used this breach point when the attackers are least expecting it. Let's go see what's going on over here. It looks like Masacely has the job of trying to take this area, but it looks like they finally decided to leave that area, just leave it alone, and send all the troops to the main, because that's not important. You don't need to take it to win the battle. You know, it's just a distraction. Let it be, and they can move their troops over near the actual town center. That's how you win the game. And here we go. Nabatea peeled off a unit. Oh, is someone trying to light this on fire? I wonder if the defenders were doing that. See, it's at 44% fire damage. So they got to hit it a couple more times. Because that's actually pretty smart, right? That's what I would do. I would set this thing on fire and burn it, because then the attackers can't use it against you, because that could easily reach. Now they're moving up with their troops and just kind of throwing their projectiles, trying to soften up these archers. Of course, they're using the archers, or soften up the pikemen using their projectiles. They're using the archers as well, trying to kill these pikemen. And, you know, if you take pikemen out, it's going to be looking pretty good. Now, keep in mind, they still have 2 more units of pikes back here, so they better have some sort of ammo for that, and I hope they see that, and they're like, oh, you know, hopefully they're not wasting all of their shots on this one unit of pikemen. Is there any other pikemen? Or is that... That might be... I don't know. I think the Spartans had 2 pikes. But here we go, guys. 18 minutes left in this battle. And the giant attacking force is about to funnel into this one small area. And they are just kind of softening them up, using their projectiles over this way. Misacely is cleaning up some random defenders. And the defenders over here are actually moving forward. So, I mean, they pretty much have taken this. There's 3 units. But they are chosen swordsmen and heroes of Sparta. Those are really good units that it would be a waste to just have them sit there. I would definitely move forward and attack. Yeah, I would do that. Because if you could probably kill all these guys with all these troops here. You could probably kill all these guys and then get behind and have a flanking section of your army. It's pretty huge. So while that's going on, we have the Oathsworn taking on these Palace Guard. We have the Armored Shotel Warriors facing the Royal Spartans. Gallic Hunters are charging in because they don't have any ammo. Now we have more troops pushing forward as well. The general, Arverni's generals, going into the fight. The mad lad himself. Really trying to break down this defense and get through. I mean, this is kind of like the finish line of the battle. The finish line of the fight. Got a couple depleted troops here. Arverni's very depleted at this point. Nervii's pretty weak. Kush is looking fairly healthy. Misacely's looking fairly healthy. I'm a little worried for Misacely over here. Because that's a pretty tough force they're going to have to try to hold back. But we'll see if they can do it. So far, it's looking okay. All right, Misacely's moving up some desert legionaries. Sparta still holding over here, still getting peppered down by projectiles. Oh! We got artillery? Where? Is that? Oh, well, there's this artillery. Where's that coming from? Is that all the way from over here? Oh my god, this artillery has 94 kills. This is a really good artillery placement by Sparta. That's a good spot for artillery. They just gotta land some hits here. Looks like they're going after the archers. They're also taking out some of the chosen swordsmen over here. There we go. That's a good hit. Let's see how many kills they have now. It's probably over 100. 104. Woo! That artillery's getting some close calls. A very big push here on this side. And you can see that Nabatea has sent up their pikes to reinforce this line. So most of the pikes have been called into action from the defenders. We got more Misacely Desert Legionaries. They have been called up. I think they're going to use their Pila to try to kill these pikemen. Yep, sure enough. And so easy for them. Just the animation makes it look like it's just like paper light, you know, Pila. But yeah, they're down to 54. This pike unit's gonna break at any moment. Let's see how the fight over here is going. You can see, yeah, sure enough, Arverni and Sparta have broken through. And they're now having to set up a rear defense to try to deal with this. Because, again, even though this is a really small force, they're very elite units and they can do a lot of damage. There we go. They're going to meet them there. Very nice. Chosen swordsman against the Desert Legionaries. I think the Desert Legionaries can win this just because the swordsmen are half strength and they're tired. Where the Desert Legionaries are full strength and fresh. They're trying to take back these arrow towers, which is not a bad idea, I guess. Let's go back over to the King of the Hill situation. The balance of power is still greatly in favor of the attackers, but it has slightly shifted a little bit more in favor of the defenders. But again, it's still going to be an uphill battle for the defenders. An uphill battle literally for the attackers, though. Look at all these pikemen, all the palace guard. This is just going to be brutal to fight through. Can they get through it? Look at this. Spartan general has now been called up. He's fighting the royal Spartans, trying to hold back this huge wave. Very juicy battle here indeed. Let's see. Masacely still got a lot of reserves. Iceni has some reserves. Arverni actually still has a decent amount of reserves. They're very depleted, but I think he's actually coming over to help Masacely over here. As Masacely is dealing with the chosen swordsman. 69 left. Giggity. Oh, now 68. Combat even. They are putting up a great fight against these Desert Legionaries. All right, we are getting close to the end here. About 10 minutes exactly, almost in 7 seconds, left in the battle. And I think what we're going to see here, again, the attackers are just kind of sitting back, using their projectiles to try to soften up these defenders, but there's not a ton of infantry. There's not a ton. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. There's not a ton here. I think they should have enough. I don't know. It's going to be really close. They still have another pike unit. That's huge. They have another pike unit right there. Now, keep in mind, there's still a lot of attackers. It's just they have sent back a lot to deal with what's left of these troops over here. And you don't want to waste your projectiles on this force. You want to save these projectiles for the pikemen who are putting up that final stand. Lined up. Desert Legionaries still holding their ground here. But yeah, they're just kind of waiting. I mean, I don't think they need all of these troops here. Maybe just have this one unit of reserve. Send everybody else back up here because you're going to need them. It's like they're falling back. Some Shotel warriors only have 23 kills, but they're down to 78 men. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I don't know, guys. I'm looking at the attackers, and they're looking kind of weak right now. It doesn't look like the attackers saved any of their ammo. I mean, you always got to save at least 1 or 2 units of archers for the final situation like now. I mean, imagine if they had 2 archers right now. They would slice up these defenders with those arrows. Here we go, more, see, they're going back and forth. They'll feint a charge, try to use their missiles to try to soften them up before going into close combat. Yeah, he just missed it there. Nabatea, Sparta, Arverni, it's just too much. Again, balance of power is in favor of the attackers. Keep in mind that, you know, they still have a ton of troops. Did they flank? Oh, no. I can't believe they're still fighting here. I think they're getting really annoyed by this. They want these troops gone. Still just moving up their men using the projectiles. Let's see what we get here. Oh yeah, that was nice. He's got to do that over and over and over. Use up every single projectile, every single missile he has. Use it against them. And there we go. They're attacking this far, most like highest point of the hill because it's just swordsmen here. There's no spearmen. There's no pikemen. So the Shotel warriors should do kind of well in this area. Ooh, that's a bad sign right there. He's charging into the pikes. These desert cohort are going to fall very quickly if they leave them in this fight against the pikemen. But both units of pikes have been sent up. If the attackers can get through here somewhere, they have a good chance of winning. But if they can't, and they slowly just chip away and die to these pikemen, yeah, it's gonna be game over. Game over. And just seeing how he's blobbing up his men here and just charging them in, that's a sign that they're out of ammo. Oop, sorry about that. They're out of ammo. Are they still fighting over here? This is ridiculous. Oh my god, finally the heroes of Sparta with 120 kills are going to break. They did what they needed to. Oh, but there's some breakage going on here. It's Masacely. I think Nabatea broke as well, but the pikemen are still going strong. Fighting pikemen head on like this is never good. What happened to the archers? See, this is like sieging 101 right here. Always make sure you have some sort of answer for the pikemen at the end of the battle, because this is what players always do. They hold on to their pikemen for that very reason. If they save their pikemen for the very end of the fight, the enemy, there's a better chance that the enemy will not have any ammo and they won't have an answer for your pikemen. And that's what's happening right here. They are just getting slaughtered. Look at this balance of power. It's going up and up and up. It's almost even now. Still ever so slightly in favor of the attackers, but it is just going way up there. And that's what we're kind of seeing right now. We are seeing a desperate attack with no success because they have no answer to the pikemen. Now they are starting to kind of break through the pikes a little bit and get into close combat to kill them, but there's still a lot of infantry right behind them ready to reinforce them. So even if they do break through the pikes, I almost feel like the damage is done, but I don't want to assume anything. It's still anyone's game. Here comes a little push here of spears to reinforce the pikemen. The Old Sworn doing a great job of holding against Masacely. Now we got Cav just charging in. Wait, do they have skirmishing? Oh yeah, heavy missile Cav. So they're probably going to try to skirmish down these pikemen. But, guys, I think this is it. I mean, that bend but don't break strategy paid off today. I know there's still a little less than 3 minutes, but I'm going to call it right here. There's no way they're going to win this. They have no answer to the pikemen. And that's the whole point of the bend but don't break strategy. It does two things. One, it wastes time. It slows down the attackers a little bit. Two, it causes the attackers to use up a lot of their resources before they get to that solid don't break part of your defense. This is the don't break right here. This all right here was the bend. This right here, don't break, and they won't because they don't have to deal with archers. A huge, huge victory. We're going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit because there's really not much to see here. It's just kind of the attackers throwing themselves at the defenders. You know, kind of like women do to me. Anyways, more troops are coming to reinforce, and you can see both sides are just smashing into this battle line. But hello, there we go. But as you can clearly tell, the balance of power constantly goes up and up and up. Somehow they neutralize the victory point, but it doesn't matter because they are on the verge of breaking, mass breaking, and that is going to conclude today's epic siege battle. So the defenders were pretty much, they were like 3.5 players because, you know, some of the Iberian soldiers put up a little bit of a fight, but mostly not. It was a costly victory for the defenders, but a victory nonetheless. Let's go ahead and look at the results. Look at this. So this was sent in by Daddy Fat Snaps, getting 1,500 kills. Look at Nabatea. Nabatea getting 2,200 kills, and some good kills by the Arverni attacker. He did really good as well. He kind of led the way, got the most kills for his team, and he was super aggressive, which is great to see that. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this battle as much as I did, and I will see you guys next time on the battlefield.